Studio check.
Frequencies check.
We are live on air.
You are listening to the It Factor blessing the airwaves. Take the journey into the world of sports, news, entertainment, while embracing the hottest beats on the planet. Rocking the mind, body, and with energy, electricity, and a splash of controversy. Now, without further ado, it's our pleasure to bring to you
The biggest show in the world.
The biggest show in the world.
the biggest show in the world, the SBTV Nation.
It is The Dream in the house. You are now listening to the biggest show in the world. My name is The Dream, and I'm on the mic with my boy, the Mad Hatter. Gang, it is one day before February 14th, which is Valentine's Day. And if you haven't taken care of your significant others, right now I am giving you the affirmation and the what's the word I want to look for? I'm telling you to go out and make it happen. Go do that thing today. Get out there, get that Valentine's candy, that card, those flowers, whatever you got to do to her. And if you're married, please especially do it for her, because I can promise you that should you ever get divorced, she will take way more than candy and cards.
Go out there and get a dozen roses for about $60, Dream.
If that, you can get them at Stop and Shop even cheaper.
Yeah.
Listen, I used to get roses, not on Valentine's Day, but I would get roses kind of regularly. But she always loved the Stop and Shop ones. And by the way, I got to be honest with you, I bought in real expensive flowers and real cheap flowers for the most part. For the most part. A rose is a rose.
I agree with you, 100%. Just don't get them on the side of the road, because those are dusty ones, Dream.
The side of the road are sometimes dusty, but I've been known to grab a pack from the side of the road that were good too.
I just do like the Easter plants for the family and stuff like that off the side of the road. I don't do the roses for my bride, but you know what? I had a great weekend, Dream. I mean, her and I kind of went out and ripped it up on Saturday night. I actually went to a Spanish nightclub. We had a good time. Oh. We were there for a couple of hours and just listening to all kinds of Latino music. And they played a little bit of freestyle, a little bit of 80s, and some stuff from today. And, we just had a real good time. I got tore up, and then we went and did brunch yesterday, man. Good time. So now I really don't have to worry about anything for tomorrow. All I got to do is buy her some flowers, and it's a wrap. Done.
I know you had the Valentine's Day weekend, which is why we were not able to come on the air yesterday, gang, and... Tap, tap, tap. Hello is Twitter. Yado, what's going on, man? Good to see you out there. One of the faithful. But back to the weekend. I know you had a great weekend. I saw some of the pictures. Your bride laughingly sent me some of you, Dolo, at the bar doing some stuff that I was cracking up about.
Yep. Exactly.
So that's a good time and always a good thing. And if you guys haven't handled it, you don't got to go so far as to have a Valentine's weekend. But if
why not? It's all good. You know what, Dream? You work hard, you play hard. That's how it goes.
Oh, no doubt. No, it's just that, to me, and I don't know about what happens with you, the guy always gets played with. Valentine's Day is supposedly, it's a love holiday. It's a dual holiday for both parties.
Yeah, right.
I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure, because it was like how I used to be, is you go all out for her, and you get generally just to go all out for her.
That's exactly what it is, brother. She did buy me a dinner last night.
Okay.
She did buy me a dinner. So that was where, it was a $100 bill. So whatever. That worked out pretty well. But, for the most part, that's how it is. It's always one-sided, Dream. You know how it goes.
Speaking of which, though, Saturday should have been extremely dope for you, because Saturday day.
Oh, yeah.
The SBTV boys, myself, Dr. Dan, included, and Hat, came on. Our NCAA was absolutely bananas.
Stupid.
From the morning to the afternoon to the night, the only place I fell short, was USC on the money line, because I did like USC on the money line Saturday night. That fell through. Everything else, though, talked about on Saturday came to fruition. It came to fruition in impressive fashion. I was very happy with the quality and the quantity of what we gave out, started off with Pitt. Dr. Dan gave out Pitt, beating Syracuse. That, worked right out. Then we moved into, you got into something later. You got into Maryland. I talked about Louisville as well. Dr. Dan was back at Villanova. I mean, it was just wins after wins after wins. And if you had manipulated it, which was the beginning of the conversation when we started the day, was manipulate the spreads, maybe play some teasers, maybe get involved with some 10 to 8 point numbers, you absolutely tore up Saturday.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what, Dream? I had one stomach ache. I had Georgia Tech, who shot 8% from the field. 8%. I believe they were like 2 for 27 at one point. It was absolutely brutal how bad they were playing. They were down, I want to say, 14 points to Boston College. So I'm sitting there and I'm screaming. Sure enough, they go on a tirade in the second half and covered their spread at the end of the day.
That's awesome. I also talked about Iowa State murdering Oklahoma, which definitely went down.
Yes.
And that was the game right off the top of my head that day, because I've been slowly watching Oklahoma lose games, and I knew that Iowa State had just gotten that big win. They had beaten Kansas, and I said, you know what, they're going to kill Oklahoma at home. And sure enough, that came to fruition. In other notes, Florida State loses to Notre Dame on Saturday. That's a bad loss for them, in my opinion.
They got smoked.
I
watched the whole game. They got smoked.
By 12, so yeah, they did kind of get smoked. But to me, that's just a bad loss for them, because you're looking at them and you're thinking that, they're one of the ACC powers. And I know Notre Dame's not an easy venue to win at. And I get it. Notre Dame is good. I'm not going to take that away from Notre Dame either. But from where we're talking about this Florida State team at number 14, I think they were a little bit higher than that on Saturday. That was a game you wanted to see them win. They had a lot of momentum going into that game. That was a game you wanted to see them win, and they didn't. And now, moving forward, you keep that in the back of your mind, because when the NCAA tournament starts, they are not going to be on their home court. I
don't see any clear-cut favorites here this year as far as the NCAA tournament. I just don't.
Well, I talked about Arizona being dope.
Yep.
That size is going to be a problem. I mean, unless they just get caught off guard, and we know this always happens in the NCAA tournament. To me, that size and the depth, you cannot get around. It's just too big and it's too deep. So it's going to be very hard to get around. Also, Villanova, with their experience and their coaching staff, they're really solid. I mean, your 5-star teams and your usual big coaches, Pitino, Calipari, Jay Wright, Coach K. I see those teams traveling. I see those teams at least Elite 8 in it. With minus major hiccups. I see them all Elite 8 in it right now. And then I think you'll get some of the clear-cut forefronters to come out front. What I see struggling is like your Florida States. They could get snuck by somebody. Some of the teams that, like West Virginia maybe. Some of the teams that are on that outer cusp without that experience and not that really legendary great head coach. I could see those teams that are in the top 25 possibly getting ousted by somebody like a Mercer Madness or a Butler or something crazy.
Mercer Madness got murdered the other night. Which I was actually going to think about going against them, but I did not do it on the show. There was enough winners on the show to go around. But I can tell you this much, that Wisconsin got me yesterday. I did not see that happen. And they were down 9 at the end of the half and just could not catch up to Northwestern.
I have not been a big proponent of that Wisconsin team. They lost their head coach last year. It missed the middle of this, the middle to the end of the season. Last year was a rough year for them, and I haven't liked a lot of them this season at all, and what they've been able to do. I know they've won some games, and I know they're ranked number 7, but I thought that was a little bit. I got to be honest with you, the college basketball ranking system, I think out of all of them, it's got to be the worst.
Well, it's tough because you have these. I mean, college football is one thing because they play once a week. Right. They're playing 3 to 4 times a week. So I mean, and you're getting a lot of the top 10 that's losing. Especially like a loss last night. The number 17 loses at home, and they're double-digit favorite, and they lose the game. So, it's so tough to keep up with that. It's almost impossible.
Well, I don't necessarily think it's tough to keep up with it, but this is what I want to say though. I think that the ranking system, it's too immediate.
Okay.
So, in other words, okay, so you got a Villanova that's ranked number 1, right? They go out and catch a loss or back-to-back losses. You drop them now to like 12.
Yeah, I get it.
It's like, whoa, wait a minute. Okay, they're not really, okay, wait a minute. Let's look at who they lost to, Okay, they lose to Kansas, and then they lose to, I don't know, let's just say North Carolina. All right, that's 2 good teams. They shouldn't have dropped that much from the top. They should have only dropped to 4, but in college basketball, they dropped to like 12. Meanwhile, you get a team like, I don't know, let's just say SMU.
Yep.
They get a quick couple of wins, and all of a sudden they're ranked in like number 15. I just think it's too immediate, and it doesn't adequately take into consideration, road losses and the venues that you're playing on the road, and the rankings of the other teams. I just don't think it adequately categorizes the teams. UCLA ended up dropping a lot. I think they're at number 10 now. I think they were at number 3 at one point. UCLA definitely should be in the top 5.
Well, what happens is that the teams above them usually lose.
Right.
So that gets them right back in with a couple of wins, Dream. So,
True.
It flip-flops nonstop all year long. So it ends up shaking itself out at the end. And to be honest with you, the top 25 rankings mean nothing.
No, and you're right with that. They don't mean anything. I just feel like it's just too much. It's too quickly of a snub or a praise just based on what happened yesterday.
Hey, Rick Lopez, good morning to you. He's talking about pitchers and catchers report next week as far as the MLB is concerned. Dream, I know you're excited for that.
Can't wait for pitchers and catchers. And that picture that you sent
that picture's dope.
That picture gets a catch.
Yes, it sure does. It sure
really
does.
hard to concentrate on pitchers and catchers right now as the Northeast, especially Connecticut. Winter decided that it wasn't going to show up all year long, and now when we should be out of it, it's becoming a humongous pain in the ass.
Oh, definitely. And big ups to Joy Villa last night, who unveiled a stunning dress only to pull it off and have a Make America Great Again dress right underneath Dream. So big ups to her. You know what? It's nice to see some support here and there for the President of the United States. I'm just so sick of the anti-Trump stuff. So it's nice to see.
As it goes on, though, dude. Even you have got to, you got to be like, this might have been not a good look by me.
I don't know, Dream. It's just it
might have been a bad vote by me.
It's all the dishonest media and fake news out there.
Come on, Hat, man. You sound like the Nation of Islam, man. What you been talking to Farrakhan? Stop it,
I'm telling you, man. It's just this media is just having a field day with him.
You can't.
What's he going to do that's right, Dream? Seriously.
Be quiet.
What's that?
For starters. Get off Twitter.
Realistically, though.
Second.
Realistically. If he goes out.
Get off Twitter and be quiet.
You know what? If he goes and wipes out ISIS, they're going to say, oh, well, a bunch of our guys died in doing it. They're going to find something bad about everything he does. He's just.
I don't want to listen.
He's in a no-win situation. I feel. I really do.
Yeah, he told you to vote for him. Stop with I know now all of a sudden Donald Trump wants to be like this great, like we care about. Okay, I gotta watch what I say now because I don't want everybody backlashing at me. We care about terrorism in this country for sure, and we don't want to see things get out of hand over there.
Of course not. No,
but there's other issues that he needs to be paying. Like Donald Trump is not stopping terrorism, by the way. Just so you guys all know that. Like I've already said that. People involved in terrorism over there, those people are willing to sacrifice their lives for their cause. You're not stopping that. You can hope to contain it, keep it calmed down. Anytime somebody's willing to strap a bomb to their body and walk into a building and blow up, that's hard to stop.
Yeah, I get it.
You know what I'm saying? Because trust me, Americans don't have that type of work ethic.
Well, you know what, Dream? Back to sports. Let's go back to sports here. The New York Knickerbockers, you were a game short yesterday. You took them against the Nuggles, and they lose, only to come back and have a brilliant showing yesterday versus the San Antonio Spurs.
And I would not, by any stretch of the imagination, have in 1,000 years took them against the Spurs yesterday.
9.5 points, Dream, they were getting.
Wow.
And, they had no Gasol in there. So, you know what? It's those prototypical games. San Antonio Spurs. I watched the game. I watched the game front to back. They didn't want to be there yesterday, going into last evening. It just seemed like there was just no effort. The only one that
But
really...
the Knicks don't want to be there neither.
Yeah, but the Knicks looked determined to win that game. I mean, they were going crazy, slapping hands, all excited. Spike Lee's going bananas in the stands. It looked like they wanted to finally get the monkey off their back and win a game for once. And that was probably the biggest win of their season yesterday. But I know you're a little salty. I know you're a little salty with them.
Say that again.
I know you're a little salty with the New York Knicks.
I'm a little salty. First of all, because there's a couple of storylines here with the Knicks. All right. First of all, I told you I think Oakley's wrong with how he handled it, but I also think the New York Knicks are wrong in how they handled it too. So both parties, in my opinion, are both wrong. All right. Secondly, I feel like now all of a sudden the other storyline is all this support for Oakley. Spike Lee's wearing the Oakley thing. Okay, here's my thing. If you really want to support Oakley, don't go to the damn Garden, though.
Yeah, right.
I want to support Oakley, but I'm gonna give MSG and Dolan the money and go to the Garden. It doesn't work that way. So I mean, and that's just Spike Lee wants to go to Knicks games. And I get you're a Knicks fan or whatever. You can still watch them on TV or have a party, but don't go to the Garden and give me money. If you're Spike Lee, my thing is, I go to the sports bar right across the street, buy it out, and give all the fans, like with Knick tickets or something, let them in for free. That's supporting Oakley. See, that's the type of stuff that I would get down with. That to me, supports Oakley. Mm-hmm. So now, what Dolan does now, as opposed to cleaning up the thing with Oakley and maybe, all right, let's sit down with him or whatever, Dolan decides to go get a bunch of ex-Knicks, Latrell Sprewell, and has them all sit with him. Like that's, I don't know. Like, what's that mean though? What does that mean to you, Hack? It's nothing to me.
I don't know, man.
And them guys probably didn't like Oakley anyway, because he probably smacked all of them at one point in their time in their career. So they all just showed up to be like, ha, look at us.
Yes, Yato, I am dragging ass a little bit. I did drink a lot of alcohol this weekend. Tons. I had bottomless mimosas yesterday, Dream.
Bottomless mimosas? Where is that at?
It's a brunch spot. It's called The Whale in Stanford.
Okay.
Awesome place. Awesome place. They have brunch. They have the place gets packed for it. They have a DJ. They have all this stuff going on. Great spot.
Amidst the snowstorm.
In the snowstorm, it was busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was good. I slept till about 12 o'clock, and then we went there for 1 o'clock brunch.
So really like I said, I don't really understand what's going on with the Garden. It's a circus show, and I'm glad the Knicks were able to get their win finally. I mean, they were due one, and they needed one. They should have got it against the Nuggets, though.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see the Knicks get their win. It means nothing to me. I mean, I'm obviously not going anywhere, and it's still I can't gauge them at this point. I'm still interested to see if Carmelo Anthony gets dealt to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
I don't know if that's happening.
I don't either. I don't either. I don't know if it's happening either. I agree with you.
All right. And another storyline as far as the NBA is concerned, Golden State Warriors go into OKC and murder them, Dream.
Well, that's the other two plays that we had that night. I was all over Golden State and Cleveland in the NBA Saturday night. I was all over Golden State was going to murder OKC. Because I'm telling you, them guys have rallied around KD, and they went and shown Westbrook what time it was.
Sure thing. And, he can't do it all himself. I mean, come on.
He can't. And they let him know. You out here dolo playing. We 5 deep. Like 8 deep.
Minimum 5 deep.
Minimum 5 deep. And they did their thing. I knew that was going down. I called that one. I did know was going to happen. Because, it all of a sudden, and it's so funny, guys. This lets you... I'll give you a little bit about the media, and we did talk about this at the beginning of the season and last year as well. It does make you wonder, because at the end of it last season, it was all this KD and Westbrook are cool, they're boys, this, that, and the other. And now all of a sudden, this looks like these two cats can't stand each other.
Well, you know what? I heard that KD wanted to rent out a steakhouse after the game to celebrate, and the owner wouldn't let it happen because a lot of OKC Thunder guys come in after the game is over.
Okay.
And I heard that they both were at the same restaurant eating. I don't know if they were together or not, but these two guys have to play together at one point because they're going to be both in the All-Star game.
Sure.
On the West team. So, I mean, I think the media just kind of, they go with dishonest media and fake news, Dream. I think they're bringing in fake news to make this whole thing be more than it is. I think these guys are fine.
I think they're fine. My issue is but they're not friends like they were.
Yeah,
like
well, I'm sure they're not boys. Like,
right.
They're not calling each other and hanging out and stuff like that, obviously, because nobody's seen them together. But,
sure.
Yeah, I just think that they're creating stories.
Like Dwayne Wade and LeBron James are friends.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And you can tell that even on the court. These two, though, it's definitely a different dynamic.
Sure, definitely, Dream. So, moving on here, let's talk about the rest of it. I mean, in my opinion, I think the West versus the East in the NBA All-Star game, I think the West has a way better team from the looks of it, starting off. But yeah, we'll see what it all, how it all shakes out. So,
no doubt. I mean, like, that's really
yeah.
Okay. That's like me giving out Golden State is the 5-star tonight money line.
Yep.
Of course, the West is way better than the East.
It looks way better. I mean, Kawhi Leonard, KD, James Harden, Steph Curry.
In the East got LeBron James.
Yeah, right. They got
LeBron James.
LeBron James, and they got who is it? DeRozan and Jimmy Butler and Kyrie.
You didn't play that LeBron James,
right.
but that's all they got.
That's it, man. So, moving on here, Dream. One thing, the UConn women tonight are going for 100 wins in a row, brother. That's a huge milestone. They already have the record. They just keep going, and they're murdering these teams. As usual. I mean, how many years does that go back?
Dude, it goes back to when, I was a kid, which is ridiculous, just so to say. I don't really understand what this... I'm not big into women's basketball. I don't watch a lot of it. Connecticut, it gets really... I hate anything shoved down your throat. You talk about fake news. Connecticut, it gets really blown out of proportion because, unfortunately, the only thing that's really, really good here all the time are the UConn women.
Yeah.
So we hear a lot about UConn women, a lot. We hear a lot about Gino, and it just you can't get enough of it here. You just get, everywhere you turn, you hear about it. But I just don't, I like their dominance, though. I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't. I'm just shocked that I am shocked by UConn's dominance.
It's absolutely insane. And they're playing
Why can't any other team, are the other programs not putting as much money in their systems, or do the talent, the girls don't want to go anywhere else? I'm just trying to figure the whole thing out. I know,
and for them to win the NCAA championship, they are minus 530 this year, Dream.
Ridiculous.
So you got to put up $530 to make a casino.
But guess what? If you're Bill Gates listening, and you want to make a quick million, go ahead and throw that up right now.
Put $5 billion up to make $1 billion. There you go.
It's just, I mean, they just win every year. And here's what's funny about that, okay? Because this is the difference between men and women, obviously. Men, when it's time to go, when you're courting the boys to go play basketball or football, they're looking for where the dopest girls are, where the weather's dope. All that is coming into fruition.
Yeah.
That's where they want to go. That's why you'll find that one dope dude playing at Hawaii. Mm-hmm. You're like, what are you doing here? You should be playing for Duke. But girls,
I know.
Whole other story. They could care less about the weather, the guys. They just want to go play basketball.
That's it. Especially for
We're going to UConn.
For UConn. I don't have a line on that game yet, guys. I don't know if any of you have it, but I would be interested in possibly getting some of the UConn women tonight to cover their spread.
UConn, the funny thing about UConn, you guys don't know this, but we live in Connecticut, so I'm familiar with the campus. I know you are too. It is not like in comparison with other schools. It's not. You ain't going to UConn they're not out doping other schools. And even though the girls are successful as they are, it's not like they're putting the money back into the university. I don't know what they're doing with the money because they're not putting it on their football team either. Yeah. But it is not by any stretch of the imagination the greatest of facilities. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's good, but trust me, I don't even think the girls got their own place to play. I think they share it with the men who share it with somebody. It's funny.
Yeah, definitely.
Very
so
funny.
They're going
Especially
for 100 wins
how
tonight.
successful they are.
100 wins tonight in a row. They're going for, and obviously Gino Auriemma is the clearly one of the front runners for the Hall of Fame as far as coaches.
I think you put him in now.
Before he's even done, they should put him in.
I struggle with him though, because he's got a funny personality. Outside, even on and off the court, he's got a very funny personality. At one point, he and Calhoun slightly. I'm talking about Calhoun, the old coach in UConn men, but there was one point when he and Calhoun had a little bit of turbulence in their relationship with each other. They ended up just ironing that out. But Auriemma is a very interesting individual, very, very, very interesting person. And I've seen him and heard him talk before. There's something about him that rubs me the wrong way.
I don't think he's that cocky, though.
Something about him rubs me the wrong way. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's. I agree with you. It's probably not cockiness, but there is something about him that rubs me the wrong way.
Got it. So what else you got before we move into what's going on tonight, Dream?
Now, Hat, you said that you don't feel that move is going down, but Melo laughs last night about that could have been his last game at the Garden.
Really?
Yeah, that is being reported. So let's keep that in mind. We'll see what happens with dude. LeBron James wants Carmelo Anthony on that Cleveland Cavalier team.
I know.
And LeBron James does usually generally get what he wants. I still don't know how they're going to do it because the Knicks got to play ball. But I am not going to be surprised if they make that happen some kind of way. The problem is they don't want to lose Kevin Love, and I don't blame them. I don't think that they should give up Kevin Love either, because I think if you to give up Kevin Love for Carmelo, there's no benefit there. But if you're able to keep Kevin Love and add Carmelo, now you've got a team that, as far as I'm concerned, if they can get the gel right, you definitely have an even better chance than you have against Golden State Warriors if you think about that NBA final matchup. And I am still not saying that the Cleveland Cavaliers in their current state are not capable of beating Golden State Warriors. I'm not going to say that either, because we saw last year, Golden State, as potent as they are this year, they were just as potent last year. I know they added KD, so it's a little bit more. I got that, I know. But still, playoff basketball is a lot different, and Golden State, I don't care how good they look offensively, they still have defensive issues, they have post issues, rebounding issues. All that still exists with this team.
Sure thing, man. Exactly.
All right.
So.
Yes.
Anyway. Now, and nobody in the East is challenging Cleveland. I've been watching these East teams. I've been watching the Celtics. I've been watching the Bulls. I've been watching the Heat. I've been watching the Toronto Raptors, who crapped the bed last night, who couldn't beat the Detroit Pistons in their house. Nobody's challenging Cleveland in the East. Period.
Speaking of the Boston Celtics.
Yes.
I believe, and I'm only bringing this up because somebody wanted to murder me about
the Utah Jazz fell short the other night.
And Saturday night, don't try to just ease and do it low and talk real low about it, because you opened the show with me being dusty on Saturday.
Yeah, right, because you gave out the Knicks versus the Nuggles.
He opened his show with me being dusty. So I am going to have to slightly pay back the favor, as that Utah Jazz team that you've been bragging about forever.
All right.
Wanted to get beat Sunday night, 112-104 by the Boston Celtics in their house.
It's fine, because they're going to win tonight, so it's all good.
Okay.
And we'll keep it moving.
All right, let's keep it moving. We got some college basketball. Definitely, it is Monday. A couple of big games going on tonight. College basketball, we're going to start off at 7 o'clock. Louisville versus Syracuse. Hey, do you have a line?
Louisville -3.
Louisville -3. Gang, I am all over the Ville.
Really? On the road?
What do you mean? What?
On the road? I know Syracuse stinks and all, but
Son, by the way, Patino and them guys better go out there and get that win tonight. Are you kidding me?
Okay.
This is a must-win game. No. Louisville has lost some games. Louisville has to go beat. Syracuse is terrible. All right? Don't try to Syracuse me to death. They're bad. That zone is bad. Louisville has to have this game. I'm sorry. This is a must-win for them. Based on what the shakiness that they've had throughout their season this year and all the stuff that they've been doing up and down, this is a solid road game. You got a nice little low spread. I absolutely love Louisville to beat Syracuse tonight. Now, don't get me wrong. Syracuse is going to be up for this game because Syracuse is also in the midst of trying to keep their season secured. Louisville has got to win this game this evening. They do. They just lost to Virginia. They got a nice win against Miami. They made that happen on Saturday to get them a little momentum. They have to go out there and get this win against Syracuse, and they should win. I don't see any issues with Louisville winning this game. They play solid enough defense. They should know how to break down this zone. Obviously, you're going to have to. They've got the guards to penetrate the middle, kick it out. Their transition game should be. Listen, Louisville's got to win this game.
All right. Well, a couple of things of note here. I did not think that they were all that impressive versus Miami, Dream. I don't think so. And you know what? I mean, this team going on the road tonight. I think this is a scary spot. I wish you the best of luck, man. Louisville is clearly the better team. I understand that, but
clearly,
Syracuse Orange could snake them.
Dude, Syracuse Orange is not sneaking Louisville tonight.
Right.
Under other circumstances, you might be right, but Louisville right now, Patino's got to be locked into this season. This is down the stretch. I mean, they're getting ready for selection. So right now, all the games are going to be seriously important right now for these teams because people are going to remember what you did lately as opposed to what you did over the body of work of your season. So this is an important win for Louisville on the road. Syracuse 16-10 on the season. Louisville 20-5. This is a very important win, but the most important thing about this, and I keep talking about, is I do believe that Louisville's ability to break down that zone, the zone's going to collapse in the middle, and they'll be able to kick out spots. I just think that this game definitely favors Louisville as far as what they like to do as far as running their offense. I think Louisville has a distinct advantage in this spot.
All right. Well, you know how those must-win games go, Dream. The line went from 4 down to -3. So there might be a little bit of action coming in on the Syracuse Orange tonight.
Sharps is back in the
Sharps
house.
is back. All right.
Go ahead and get on the Orange because Louisville is going to win this game. Donovan Mitchell should have a dope game. I don't see a lot of struggles at all with this team.
All right, sounds good. What about the Big 12? What about Kansas versus West Virginia tonight?
All right, I was getting ready to get into that one, but before, let's stay in the Big 12, but before we talk about that, let's go. I want to back you up a little bit. I want to talk about one of your teams because I know you've been playing with this Baylor team here and there.
Yeah. Okay,
they got a game tonight against Texas Tech.
That's a tough place to play, brother.
Tough place to play.
Sure is. Especially Texas Tech is 14-2 at home, brother. Losers of 2 straight games as well. It's going to be a very interesting matchup. I mean, Baylor, I believe Baylor's a better team. I really do. But I don't like an interconference matchup on the road. I just don't like it. I'm going to fall back from this one. Are you getting involved with this Baylor team?
You know, I kind of want to play Baylor, but the thing is, I don't need a money line candidate with Louisville. So I can play Louisville straight because I really like Louisville this evening, and they're only -3. The problem with Baylor is Baylor's got that loss to Kansas and the loss to Kansas State. And like I just mentioned, everybody's getting ready for the selection. So everybody's going to try to get these wins this week. Baylor also has Kansas coming up. After Texas Tech, they got Kansas, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma State. So it's going to be not Oklahoma State, I'm sorry, Iowa State. So this win, Baylor really needs this win. They really need this one on their resume.
I think the Red Raiders need it more than Baylor, to be honest with you. Baylor's going to be in the tournament no matter what, Drew.
Oh, no, but it's seeding, though, Hat. I'm talking about seeding.
Okay.
Talking about seeding. No, Baylor's going to be in the tournament for sure. Definitely.
And there's at least 8 teams in the Big 12 right now that are in the hunt for NCAA tournament bids. You realize that?
I do realize that,
Crazy.
And that's why I'm saying I think this is an important game for Baylor. I think Motley's going to have a little bit of success out there on the field versus this Texas Tech team. I don't love Texas Tech's defense. Keenan Evans is a phenom, but the rest of the team, I don't know. Like, they're up and down. Sometimes they want to play. Sometimes they don't want to play. And their record in the Big 12 in their conference, 4-8, is not at all impressive.
Okay.
Baylor's already beaten Texas Tech. I do know that was in Baylor. I'm aware. I think this is an important game for Baylor. I think Baylor goes out and gets it. I'm not taking them tonight, but gang, I think Baylor goes out and gets it, and I think you should probably watch this game, not get involved, but I think Baylor wins this game.
All right, sounds good, Dream. So where are we going next?
Now, let's go to your Kansas Jayhawks that I'm sick of.
I'm sick of them, too.
Son!
They had a better team last year. I really think so.
Just different strengths. Different strengths, same team. They didn't win last year.
No, I know, but they very well should have last year. They lost to Villanova, I know. But, looking at this team this year, I'm just not super impressed with them. 22-3 on year, 10-2 in the Big 12. They're -5 tonight versus Huggy Hugs and Press Virginia. Press Virginia coming into town. This is not going to be an easy matchup for them.
Especially considering that they already beat Kansas.
Yeah.
Press Virginia beat Kansas 85-69. It was a blowout. I mean, so let's keep that in mind already. Listen, we've talked about on this show, you mess with Kansas a lot more than I do. You know about Bill Self much more than I. I don't like him as a head coach. I mean, I think he's okay, but he doesn't do it for me as a head coach. You get down with him way more than I do. Their 80-79 win over Texas Tech.
Oh, I know.
Not impressive.
What a stomach ache that was. Brutal stomach ache. But you know what? Tonight, on a Monday night, I think this game will be tight. I think Kansas will pull away and get the job done. I don't like the 5 points. I don't like the game. I'm not even going to bet this game.
Kansas has barely beaten their last 5 opponents. Now, I know that is obviously Kentucky. That's Baylor. Iowa State got thrown in there that they lost to, which that's a bad loss. Kansas State and Texas Tech barely beaten all those teams and then lost to Iowa State. I don't know if they're amidst some kind of slump or the guys aren't playing well, or I don't know what is going on with this team. I just don't like Bill Self. I agree with you. I think Kansas wins this game. I hate the 5. I think Kansas
Kelsey
win the
Plum
game.
and 10th ranked Washington.
Yep.
Only because they're home. But
Tough
don't
matchup.
Play.
Tough matchup, man. So I'm going to fall back from that one as well. I don't really see any collegiate basketball that's really doing it for me today, Dream, to be honest with you. I'm more NBA tonight.
Oh, you got NBA tonight?
I got NBA tonight, brother.
All right, well,
So-
there's one other game I just want to talk about
Yes,
really
we got.
before we take off, and that's Villanova's playing DePaul tonight. I believe the line on is like freaking 18 or something heavy. What do you got? You got a line for that one?
Yeah, I believe it's 18. Let me just see
18.
here.
Absolutely
Villanova is
ridiculous.
-18 at DePaul. DePaul is 1-11 in the Big East, 8-17 on the year.
Absolutely terrible. Great spot for Villanova to go in a drubbing.
Yep.
Villanova will probably cover the 18, honestly, guys.
You
I
think
mean,
so?
honestly, I hate, if you like laying points, then go give this a shot. I hate laying points. I can't stomach it. And it's a 9 o'clocker. But if you like laying points, Villanova will probably get this. If you want to tease, take Villanova and get rid of Kansas at this point. If you tease this, you definitely should be safe, in my opinion. DePaul will put up like a small fight probably in the first 2 minutes and then just say, all right, this is enough. Let's get ready to party tonight because we can't win this game. And that will be the end of that. But I do like Villanova to win. Also, keep in mind the weather on the East Coast, which I should have actually mentioned in the Syracuse game as well. But they're inside in a dome, so I don't think that's going to have any effect on them. But sometimes they cancel the venues because they just don't want people coming out in that. But we are in the midst of nasty weather on the East Coast, so keep that in mind.
Awful weather we're dealing with right now. I might look at Monmouth later on, Dream. Playing
Really?
at Siena
You've
tonight.
been messing with this team, so you've been having some success.
Yeah.
So, hey,
I did last year, too. And
what,
you know what?
who are they playing? Talk
They're
to me
playing
about the matchup.
Siena right now. And this is tonight. This game is going down at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monmouth has won 11 games in a row. And the line is only 2.5. Siena is a sub-500 team, 12-14 on the year, but they're 7-3 at home, winners of 2 straight. Don't really have much on this game yet. As it gets closer, when I start doing my homework like 5:30, I'll put it out there. I might end up getting down with them. Just 2.5 is not a lot.
Hit me up. Let me know. I know nothing about neither one of these teams. I have not followed Mammoth at all. I know you gave them out the other day. I took a quick peek at them, but it's not one of my, I don't really mess with stuff like this. But I'm glad you're on it, so let me know what you come up with.
All right, sounds good, man. So let's move over
Yeah.
to the NBA because we need to have a conversation about a couple of games tonight, and I'm ready to get involved in it. And I'm going to just start right off, Dream.
Let me hear this.
Utah Jazz tonight, brother.
You and this Jazz.
I am going to go with the Utah Jazz tonight. I think they're going to bounce back and get the job done this evening. They are hosting the LA Clippers. You already know where they are as far as what they're doing and as far as their injuries are concerned. So I'm all over it. They're minus 6.5 points tonight. I may even lay the points. 206.5 under over. I like the Utah Jazz to get it done. It's a perfect money line parlay situation, though, if you mix it with one more team.
Blake Griffin is back for the Clippers player and off to an incredible start, averaging 21 points a game in his reemergence. Careful.
Careful, huh?
Careful, because, the Clippers have lost Chris Paul, but I have talked about them being kind of okay without him. Blake they got Jordan down low is still a beast. Jordan's game, he picked up his game a lot this season. I think because Blake was gone, I think Jordan's picked up his game a lot. He's even making his foul shots a little bit more than usual.
Yep.
Rivers is filling in nicely. They've got a little bit, they're getting, I believe Felton's the other person on this team that they're getting some gameplay out of as well. And they're amongst a terrible, terrible losing streak.
Well, that's where I'm getting involved in tonight.
Okay.
The Utah Jazz. What do you got up your sleeve?
For NBA hat, there's not a lot of NBA. Like, I got to be honest with you. I'm
No.
not feeling the NBA this evening. I don't like the matchups. I did look over the card a little bit this morning, and I didn't see nothing that stuck out. I mean, yeah, I could give you Golden State. If you get them on the money line, Golden State should kill the Nuggets.
Under over of 239.5.
Hey, by the way, we talked about that over and under spread on Saturday, which was 228.
Yeah, it failed miserably. It went over. But what I've been
Okay.
saying is that this year, the Golden State Warriors totals have been substantially inflated.
Okay.
And there was a situation this year where they had 8 unders in a row come out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm sorry, 9 in a row. And these numbers were like 225, 226, 234. I mean, you want to give me 239.5. I'm gonna have to put my foot on the gas and take the under tonight. That's a lot of points.
What's it tonight? 239.5?
239.5.
I love it.
Right?
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, why not?
I love it.
I mean, listen,
Gang,
neither one of these
gang,
teams play
gang.
defense, but
We got an SBTV, just crazy, I would call it a watcher play.
yeah.
Okay? Because we've been watching, and you know what? Hat, this is a great spot for that under tonight. They just got finished playing a big emotional game against OKC. They're going into dusty Denver. There's stuff to do there, but not really.
Plus the altitude.
Hat, I love this spot. You got Denver coming in. They just, I don't know, played around, beat the Knicks, so that's their season.
239.5, dude. 239.5.
SBC TV Nation, we are giving you the SBTV play today. It's definitely the under in the Denver Nugget Golden State Warrior game. You guys thank us tomorrow morning. We are not going to be on tomorrow, but we are giving you this gem before the weekend. This will take care of all your Valentine's Day woes. The under in the Golden State Warriors Denver Nugget game is at incredible call.
I think so. I like it. Just because
I'm all over it.
There's if you look at just the body, I mean, just go and look at the games.
It's perfect.
Look at the games. I mean, there's been a couple of situations where they've had like 3 overs in a row, or 4 overs in a row. But just the trend. I mean, if you look at their under-over record, the unders have been coming out way more than the overs with this Golden State team. And when you give that many, that is just so many points. So hey, I'm gonna do it. Why not?
It's an excellent spot. I love it. I think it's to me, it's right there as a 5-star play. This under is to drop your mortgage, white kids. No, it's not a drop your mortgage because we don't play with the mortgage money on anything.
No.
But it is if with one level underneath that, that's definitely what this play play is. This play is huge. This is a nice play. I think this is a very, very, very solid play. To under 239, I think is bananas.
Yeah, if you want to pump it up to under 240, it's only minus 120.
Yeah.
So you know what, to get that little hook. I mean, I'm with it, Dream. I'm there.
I'm with it. I'm on it. I'm getting ready to slash it. Okay, because here's the thing, gang. Let's just look at this for a minute. OKC Golden State was 244.
Mm-hmm.
That's what OKC, and that's what Golden State playing gangbusters. And Golden State had to put up 130 in that particular matchup. Now I know Denver Nuggets, there's no defense. I got you, but just the sheer running up and down the court alone. Plus you're gonna Kerr's gonna read in other guys. Listen, this is a great play.
All right. Well, Joe Everett's telling me that the Denver Nuggets are the best over team in the NBA. Almost 70% of the time. Nah, that's cool. That's good.
Cool.
That's fine with me.
That's
because
cool.
You know what? I just feel like Golden State takes this game lightly. I really do.
They're gonna take it lightly, but still be up like 20.
Yeah, right.
Still be up 20, taking it lightly, not caring. And listen, this is a great play. I don't care. Listen, I'm Joe. Give me the 239. We're getting it.
Yeah, 239 and a half, and I bought it up to 240. That's
buy it
where
up
I'm
to
at.
240. Yeah, I wouldn't mind buying up to 240. I'm good at 239 and a half, though. I'm on this game. I'm taking it. I'm putting it in right now, in fact.
All right, sounds good, man. So Golden State averages 118 points a game. Denver 110.
And this is why I put it in right now. I don't see the line going up. And guess what? You could get a gift, and Golden State could end up sitting some guys.
Yeah, right. Right, exactly.
It could only
Imagine
get
that.
better.
Yeah. Imagine if they said like, Curry or, Klay Thompson or one of these guys, Well, we got it now. We're locked in. So
Locked in.
that's where I'm at. All right. Any other
Good
NBA?
call.
Any other NBA?
No other NBA for me. Well, I didn't have any NBA in the first place, so no other NBA for me.
So I'm going under 240, and I'm going to moneyline parlay that with the Utah Jazz.
Oh no, I'm not mixing that. That's Dolo.
And there's another spot here too. I don't know if after the embarrassing loss to the Knickerbockers, if the Spurs bounce back.
I did see that.
Indiana tonight, and they're -3.
Indiana's tough at home.
Yeah.
Not touching it.
Okay, sounds good.
Not touching it.
Dream.
Because Pop might sit his guys.
You missed the Sharks yesterday.
I didn't miss it. I didn't get on. We weren't on yesterday. Somebody had to go to the Valentine's weekend with their bride, so I didn't get an opportunity to discuss it. But I did like the spot for the Sharks. They bounced back. We talked about New Jersey not being good. We've kind of ridden that wave for most of the season. It was a nice spot for the Sharks, but we weren't able to get on yesterday. So you guys who listen to the show probably had an idea to give it a try, even though I had said back off of them. We still got to keep an eye on the Sharks because I said already about the Sharks that they appear to be in a small slump as all teams go through, and that's what they appear to be in right now. I don't know if that little 4 games is going to be, if they're out of it yet or not, but we are going to keep an eye on them. Unfortunately, tonight, as far as hockey's concerned, we got none. We got Coyotes and the Flames. I wouldn't touch it. And Rangers and Blue Jackets. Great game. Wouldn't touch it, though. Great game, but wouldn't touch it. I've got no luck with this Blue Jacket team, and I don't like the Rangers on the road.
All right. Sounds good.
That's it.
You might want to sprinkle it in with a little UConn women tonight, too. If the line is less than 20. That's all I'm going to say about that.
UConn women lines are like 50 players.
They're always like 55, 48.
Which, by the way, they cover.
Yeah, I know. Might be something.
I remember one year I took them just for giggles, and it was like some crazy line. They had it at like the half, and I never even had to bother watching it.
Right on. So
we're going to get up out of here. I want to thank everybody that's retweeted the show today. I mean, unless you got any more, Hat.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, let's thank everybody that's retweeted the show today and giving us some participation. Let me pull that up as we speak now.
No problem at all, man. Absolutely. We're getting our music queued up and ready to rock here, kids. So, pull it up and we'll go from there.
Benjamin Rowe, Terrence Mack, Norbert, Joseph Del Rosario, Vegas Girl 92661, Jim Rome is a douche. JC is out there as well. My man Yado kicking in, giving us a little bit of his support. We got Slick Rick Lopez out in the house. We got Killer Cam 505, Scott Weaver, my boy Jonesy out there, Deeks pick. Kyger Clinch gave us blessed us this weekend with a couple of picks. Pat, you went with Holly Holm. That's right.
Yeah, well, dude, listen to this. So I take the one play Holly Holm and loses. He went 8-1. That was his only loss.
Oh,
imagine that. Tiger Clinch MMA, guys. Make sure you follow him. He went 8-1 this weekend.
8-1, Tiger Clinch. Nice job by you. Jeff Ryan is also out there in the house. Jim Rome is a douche. Always good to see you. I know you hit me. Jim Rome's a douche. Always hits me up with a couple here and there. And I'm sorry. I'm on, but I'm not on like I used to be. I am working on some other things. I will soon be more embedded in here than I should be, but I'm going through some other things on the side. Jackie, good morning to you with your loveliness. Also want to say shouts out to Sin City Maverick, my man Mr. Charlie Dress Sport Solution, my man Swervin Urban, what's going on, brother? Cash Action Bets as well. The Queen of Odds, OJFB, and so many more. Let's send Average Joe Punter a shout out. If I haven't mentioned him in a while, they always are giving their support as well. Gang, SBTV Nation. We got really 5 stizzle play. We gave you a bunch of plays, but tonight, the two of us, it's a collabo play. Sponsored by The Hat. If you lose, call him and yell at him. But it is the under in the Golden State Warrior Denver Nugget game. It's under 239.5. Get on that immediately, as it could probably only get better. I don't see it going up, and if he gets them the rest of you guys, it may only get better. I'm the Dream. Always remember who you with. Make the most of each and every day, because you cannot get this time back.
Waiting for a blessing to hear that there's a bunch of Golden State Warrior players sitting tonight. That would be incredible. But it's all good. Guys, it's Monday. It's ready. We are ready to rock. Ready for that Monday motivation. Get up off your ass. Do something special. Go out there and get that money. Let's go.
Maybe Golden State go to that place Kobe Cove went to for the massage in Denver, Colorado.
Later.